My loves, welcome back to the vlog. I'm here with my girl and she is going to be teaching me some Pilates today. The student has become the teacher. She's been coming to my classes for like ages and she has her certification now, so I'm going to be taking a reformer class from her. I don't know that much about reformers, so it's going to be really nice. I didn't even know this existed. Like, genuinely. When you said Somos, I was like, oh, it's probably like a little, you know,
no one ever,
hole-in-the-wall studio.
No one knows what this is unless you come here. I know. But it's
So
cute.
tea. And the music is nice.
I like that there's no mirrors too, so you focus on form. And you're not
Focus on your
focusing
body.
on yourself.
Yeah, let me shed the fit. Also, do I need grippy socks? Thank you. It's Honor Active. These are my favorite.
I have them in black, but they don't fit me like that.
Dude.
Are you okay with bridging?
Yeah, I'm okay with all. Hey, girl, test me to the mat. Ooh.
And just give me 4 on each side.
Is someone still connected?
I don't know how.
Ooh, my core is like, bitch. Let me add it to the routine.
A lot of moves. Wait till we get inside. And give me 2 more. And whenever you're ready, we're going to keep that top foot pointing towards the ceiling. And we're going to bring our arms towards the foot bar. And we're going to crunch our chest up. And we're going to pulse into that foot 10 times. So then you're going to pulse as big as you need to. I just want you to feel that contraction in your abs. Good. There you go.
Whew.
Good. Halfway. We're going to bring that other leg on the tabletop, hold the feet straight, and then we're going to drop opposite arm and leg. Good. And then squeeze back up. Keeping our back as flat to the mat as we can.
Ooh, I feel it.
You should feel using your arms and your entire core.
Yes.
Your obliques are using your foot, your shoulders, your top. Good.
I'm not even worried about looking cute right now. I'm like, ooh. Okay, I finally found it. I found
Yes.
the comfortability. Okay, there we
Honestly,
go.
it
Takes a minute. I've never
there's
like,
that moment of that hot click.
Yeah.
Moment, yeah.
I don't know. It's always been like that, and like no one has ever explained it to me. Like, I'd be in the reformer class looking crazy.
Well, I think that really taking mat has helped so much because mat helps you build the foundation.
Yeah.
On that last one, I'm going to have you pull the arms out and then switch those legs out. Good. Yes. Perfect. Go ahead and bring her in. We're going to just hold that. We're going to start with that leg. And then bring it back up. Tap down, bring it back up. We're not doing the same reps on the other side. We're going to get 5.
The reformer is like humbling for me in that way because it's just like so
It's just
different.
adjustments.
This is adjustments.
It's getting used to the machine.
But it's fun to like be a beginner again because like, you know, it's really fun.
Be a teacher.
Like, let's switch roles.
Get into it. I love it. You push back. Good. And exhale, bring the lid on in. Keeping our elbows wide as we come in and out. We're going to squeeze and sweep our legs down. Good. Keeping our back ribs into the mat. Good. Go ahead and give me 5 here.
Really?
Yeah, but
That's amazing.
$95, but it's for like 4 hours. It's a class. It's like free drinks.
Oh my
like
gosh.
refreshments and stuff. Do you want to go?
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's go. Oh. TTT. We going to Colombia, baby. Okay, so I might as well debrief right here because genuinely, okay, and I apologize if it's like really loud. That was such a good class. I'm so proud of her because she came to me like a few months ago actually. Started coming to my classes at Carbon and she wanted to do observation hours with me for mat, but reformer is really her tea. Like, that's where she thrives. I thrive on the mat, obviously, because that's the only certification I have, and I've just never ventured into reformer and whatnot. But it is very challenging. It's very interesting. It really depends on the instructor and how able they are to articulate each movement and the breath work with it all. And her cues were just so amazing. Like, wow. I will definitely be continuing to work with her as she gets her hours in before she starts teaching classes and whatnot. I wanted to make a vlog where I talk a little bit more about Pilates. I mean, Pilates with Krishna is my channel name, but it started because I was doing follow-along classes to begin with before I started doing the vlogs, so I really want to bring those back. I am trying to get a setup where, it's been really cold. It's been really cold, and I typically would film those outside I would typically film my follow-along classes outside, but now that it's really cold, I mean, it's not cold today, but now that it's typically like too cold to be outside, I'm like, damn, where do I film? So, I don't know, I'm just getting back into the swing of being more consistent on YouTube in that way. The vlogs is what I've really been enjoying lately, but I want to bring back the follow-along classes as well. And I don't know. There's something to be said about trying other instructors' classes. As seasoned as I am and as advanced as I am as an instructor, it is always nice to get a different teaching style, and it feels so good to be a beginner again, because reformer, I don't really know that much about. I will admit, like, yes, Pilates is Pilates, but they're all so different. Like, Pilates on the chair, the Cadillac, the mat, the reformer, it's all slightly different, and there's so many different moves you can do on each and every one, and it's just one of those things that, like, you can never learn enough about. You're always learning in Pilates. There's just such a wide realm, and there's so many different modifications, and I can nerd out about it all day. It is just, I'm so passionate about it. And every time I take someone else's class, it really just reignites that spark and that creativity to bring more modalities and more different types of movements into my own classes, because it can get mundane if you're just doing it, if you're just staying within your own practice for too long, you're not really venturing out. So that's why I think it's really important to, like, do those observation hours as you continue to grow as an instructor. Anyways, we're gonna go back home, and I'm probably gonna yap a little bit more, but it's a little loud over here, so yeah. I need to let the puppies out for a walk. Off we go. It feels so amazing outside. Like, I cannot wait to walk the babies. Just finished filming a couple of classes for my clients and WeGLOW, and they were so good. I was so in the zone, so connected with my breath, and I was able to articulate that really well, which I was proud of. So yeah, let's talk about my journey as a Pilates instructor. I feel like I have never really delved into this, but I started Pilates personally because I started off my fitness journey weightlifting. I was lifting really heavy, and I was going to the gym around the clock. It was literally my only focus. It was all I was doing. I started at a very interesting point in my life. It was very, how do I say, I started when I was at a place mentally I don't ever want to go back to. So I think that weightlifting was really my piece. It gave me something to put my anger into and just really, like, work out my stress and everything I was going through at the time. And it played a very vital role in my life. I would never go back and do it any differently. But I did get to a point where I was so muscular and so, like, I guess, like, people say bulky, lifting weights makes you bulky, only if you're trying to, and it's because I wanted to at the moment. But your fitness goals change, and for me, Pilates came into the picture when I was lifting so heavy and so much that I ended up losing my hormonal cycle because I was pushing my body past its limits way more than I should have been. And so I figured, I was like, okay, like what am I doing wrong, right? So I knew something I was doing was not working. And I looked into methods I could do. I looked into holistic methods I could kind of, get my cycle back, my womanly features back. So I looked, and so that led me to really look into what could be done holistically through movement and nutrition to kind of get my hormonal rhythm back, because we are, cyclical beings, and it's really important to have that. Otherwise, you have irregular cycles. I suffered with PMDD for a really long time, and I still suffer with it from time to time when I'm a little imbalanced. And it can be really hard. Not even physically, but mentally, it can lead you to really intense depressive episodes. You turn into a woman that may not even be yourself, and it can affect your relationships, it can affect your surroundings, it can affect your ability to show up in life for not only yourself but for others. And that's something that really hit me, where I was like, okay, like what can be done? What can be done to change this? Because I was really struggling. And low impact mixed with high impact is what I found to be so. And when I found Pilates, I didn't even know what Pilates was, but I was like, okay, like let me try something low impact and mix it in with my strength training. Strength training will always be my backbone. I love lifting weights, and that's never gonna stop. I think it's the best combination. I'm now at a phase in my life where lifting is more so for my lower body and my back, my posterior chain, while Pilates is for upper body. But back then, when I first started, it was completely for hormonal purposes. Pilates has allowed me to connect with myself in ways that I wouldn't have if I just kept on lifting the way I was lifting. Like the HIIT workouts, spiking the cortisol levels. Stress was already high, mind you, but it really allowed me to reconnect with myself. And Pilates is, yes, dynamic movement. It's slowing it down. It's syncing your movement with your breath. Breath work plays such a huge part in your stress levels. I know cortisol is kind of a buzzword on socials right now, but it's true. It's one of the hormones. And when those are spiked, we as women tend to not only hold on to our water weight, but we also tend to hold on to body fat versus our muscle mass. And this builds up in the abdominal area. And that wasn't something I was necessarily focused on at all for myself, but I've seen it in other clients that I've worked with as well. If you are constantly stressing your body out, it's going to do everything it can to protect you. And that is going to lead to problems with inflammation. And then your gut health gets out of whack because it's all looped in together. And it's just like, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. But through this journey, I have learned that the mix between low and high impact within the same split is the perfect balance to maintain your natural rhythm. I have seen it happen for so many women that I've trained. And I will say mostly everyone that I've worked with that deals with chronic stress and adrenal fatigue, as I have in the past, they tend to hold a lot of water weight. Water retention is high. And they also don't have the best relationship with food or their fitness routines. You got to shift your perspective and work on the mental space before you even delve into the movement and nutrition side of things. What we're trying to do with Pilates is rewire your nervous system, help you focus on time under tension and your core connection being the center of all movement. And this is essentially going to help you through not only your lifts, but throughout your daily life, because you're retraining your mind, your body, you're learning how to breathe correctly in times of stress. when you're placing tension on the muscle as you extend away from your body, your limbs are falling out, right? And you're pulling in, intentionally focusing on your breath. It is retraining your brain in a way. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but that is what it has done for me. In times of stress, I have found myself reconnecting with my breath, which makes it so much easier to move through life in a soft way. I used to struggle with this so much, and if I can help more women kind of realize why Pilates is such a center point for me, such a strong focus in my life now, like I want to share that with you guys because it has truly shaped who I am today. I used to be very much in my masculine energy. I was stressed all the time. I was go, go, go. I wasn't really present. And you can definitely see a difference. I'm healthier, I'm brighter, I'm happier, and I'm moving with my natural rhythm, the way that we're supposed to. You know, we have our luteal phase and our follicular phase. During the luteal phase, we are a lot, we're a lot more prone to fatigue. We need to up our Pilates sessions. I do 3 Pilates sessions a week during my luteal phase, and I do 2 strength sessions. I still incorporate strength. I just make sure that I'm listening to my body and I'm focusing on more low impact during those weeks. When during my follicular phase, I flip it. So I do 3 strength days and I do 2 Pilates sessions because that's when I have the most energy and your ATP regeneration is going to be faster. Speaking of which, if you are looking for a supplement to kind of help you in that weight loss journey and lowering your inflammation and doing all that, the one supplement I recommend is creatine. A lot of women don't use it or don't get enough in their diet, and it is something that has helped me. I don't take many supplements because I like to get most of my supplements through my diet, and I'm very picky. Creatine, the more water you drink while taking creatine, the less water your body will want to hold on to. It's building muscle mass and you are losing body fat. It's like the body recomposition supplement that we all need. I feel like it's easier for men to grow muscle and slim down and lean out because they get enough creatine in their diet and they produce more, whereas women typically don't. And it's something you can also take while you're pregnant. It's all natural, and I definitely recommend it. So I have been taking a liposomal type of creatine. I specifically do the liposomal delivery because it goes straight into the bloodstream. The rest of the creatine powders that you'll see, those are powders and those are capsules, and it takes a little bit longer for your body to break down, and you don't get the full dosage that way. If you take a liposomal creatine, it'll go straight into your bloodstream and start actively working. I like to take it in the beginning of my day with like some coffee and some breakfast, like a shot of espresso, nothing sugary, right? You will not experience that 2 to 3 p.m. crash, and it helps with your fatigue, your adrenal fatigue if you suffer from it, or any type of like sluggishness throughout the day. It will help regenerate ATP in the body, therefore reducing your stress because your body isn't having to compensate for that. So it really takes the pressure off, and it is also something that's helped me with my hormonal journey and also balancing my Pilates and strength workouts. So it's something that I've never really expanded on for real, but I wanted to do in this video because this is why I do what I do. And I think it could help a lot of women who are dealing with the same thing. I even have clients that, they have kids, they don't really have that much help. I have single moms, I have parents of 3. There are so many things going on in their lives. They may have 2 to 3 jobs. They're all over the place, right? Where is your peace, girl? Where's your peace? Where are you going to take the time to slow down, get yourself together? The reason you're inflamed is not because you are, overeating or you're undertraining. That can be a factor, but it starts with your nervous system. It starts with your gut health, And see, gut health is something that I'm not necessarily, like me personally, I still struggle with. I'm still trying to find ways to eat healthy and, lessen my inflammation. But I do know that's where it starts. And I have seen amazing transformation from my clients who have really focused on that part of their diet, focusing on their gut and their mental stability. That is honestly the tea. That is the tea that everyone needs to take into account when they're going into their fitness journeys. It's not just about the calorie intake. It's not just about the way you're lifting, how heavy you're lifting, how light you're lifting, how often you're even going to the gym, but just making sure your body is a safe space. You're not constantly at war with your own being, It really does play a vital role in your weight loss journey and leaning out. So I did want to touch on that a little bit. But anyways, I've been yapping so much. I am going to wrap up for the day. I'm going to place like a little bit, actually, yeah, I'll place a class in here for you guys. If you want to do a class with me, I'm going to give you a little tease. This class is centered around core canister engagement and mind to muscle connection. It's nothing too crazy, but it is something that you'll always find yourself coming back to when you kind of lose that. Even as an advanced Pilates instructor, Pilates goer, this class is one that I will always find myself returning back to, and I always have it built into the foundation of my classes because it is so important conceptually as you deepen your practice. Without further ado, let's grab our mat, grab some ankle weights, grab some 2 to 3 pounds weights if you want. I did this class body weight, but feel free to do so. And let's follow along. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. Let's get into this class. Hello, my love, and welcome to your core canister sculpt. We're going to be focusing a lot more on breath work and just starting from the foundation to make sure we have that deep core connection, that mind to muscle connection, and this is going to be the foundation for all of your Pilates classes. Feel free to repeat this one as often as you'd like. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, this is going to be your bread and butter that you will always keep coming back to. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to begin seated on the mat, raising our arms up laterally, taking a deep inhale as we stretch over through the right oblique. Exhale, we're going to draw the navel in towards our spine as we lift through the core, no momentum. Nice deep inhale as we switch to the other side. Exhale, navel to spine, slowly coming back up to center. Seated side bend. Just easing into today's movement, just breathing through as you stretch through either side of the body. Setting our intentions for today's flow. Inhale to the left. Exhale up. Inhale through the right. Exhale up. We're here for 5. Moving at the pace of your own breath. Beautiful. We're here for 3. Closing through the eyes, focusing on the midline of the body as you come up for 2. And give me one more on either side. Beautiful. We're going to draw the arms down, taking our tips of our fingers, placing them on our shoulders. We're going to do a little spinal flexion here. I'll go to the side so you guys can see. We're going to inhale as we hollow out through the spine, taking the belly button back in, drawing the elbows up and around. Exhale as you stretch through only as far as you can. Breathing through. Inhale, drawing the elbows forward. Exhale as you release, getting a nice stretch throughout the shoulders, chest. Very nice. Mobilizing the spine, stretching out through the abdomen, giving it the space it needs. You can take your chin down with it. Chin lifts up as we draw through the elbows. We're here for 6. Opening up nice and wide for 5. 4. 3. Nice deep breaths for 2. And 1. Absolutely stunning. We're going to come onto all fours here for all fours abdominals. And so this is going to be similar to your cat-cow, right? You have a neutral spine. We're always going to return to this. Inhale as you arch through the back, stretching out through the core. You're letting the belly fall through the inhale. There's no tension on your pelvic floor. You're just falling through. Exhale as you pull your navel in towards your spine, tucking the pelvis, coming to a flat back position. So we're going to inhale as we release, stretching out through the abdomen. Exhale, drawing in through the core nice and tight as you slightly tuck that pelvis in like so. Getting that deep core connection. We're really focusing on that TA work. Your transverse abdominis. Connecting with that versus the obliques. Pulling up and in through the pelvic floor. Continue through this movement while I talk. I want to walk you through your pelvic floor awareness. As you breathe through, you're arching through the spine. Exhale, pulling up to a flat back. Continue through. You're going to imagine the pelvic floor as a rectangle. Let's say a rectangle. There's 4 muscles right here. That has 14, but we're going to focus on the 4. As you inhale each time, it is completely flat. You will have no tension on the inhale. As you exhale, you're going to pull up as if you're pinching through the center, through the core. This happens when you're pulling your belly button in towards your spine. So inhale, flat as you stretch to the abdomen. Exhale, navel to spine. You're pulling up and it's clenching through, building that awareness. So as we continue, we're here for 6 more. Inhale, release. Exhale, pulling up and in, keeping it tight. Beautiful, just like that. We're going to continue through, keeping your chin and gaze down. Beautiful. If your wrists start to bother you, making a fist with the hands. And this is what it means to sync your movement to your breath. You're going to hear me go over this a million times just because it's so easy to forget. Give me 2. And 1. Beautiful. Now we're going to pull up to our bear plank position for lifts. We're only tapping down through the knees. We're going to curl the toes underneath here. Inhale at the bottom just like we did with our pelvic floor awareness. Sinking through the abdomen. Exhale, navel to spine, pulling up, and we lift through the knees. We're not coming up here. We're staying right here in that tabletop position. Inhale, tap down, release through the core. Exhale, navel to spine, pulling up. Now at your own pace, tapping up and down with the breath. Yes, meeting yourself there. Keeping yourself in alignment. You may feel this a little bit on your quads. Again, making a fist if your wrists are bothering you. Inhale, lower. Exhale, we're firmly pressing the mat away. Shoulders are down and away from the ears, chin and gaze down. Pulling in through the core. Taking a moment when you need it at the bottom. Nice deep inhale, sinking in deep into the chest. Exhale, consolidate and lift. We're here for 5. Yes, we can for 4. Keeping the tempo for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, coming down. Now, taking the knees back, pressing the hands slightly forward, just in front of the shoulders, not necessarily in alignment in that way. You're going to inhale as you drop down through the elbows, coming in for a tricep press, but we're going to bring our core into it. So inhale as we lower, taking the elbows straight down to the mat, releasing through the abdomen. Exhale, navel to spine. Keeping it tight, we're going to press through the base of the palm. You should be able to wiggle your fingers as you press up. You're isolating the triceps. Inhale, lower. Exhale, navel to spine, lifting through the core and pressing through the base of the palms. Like so, just like that. We're here for 10 at your own pace. Beautiful, pushing through. Very nice for 4, 3, nice and tight for 2, and 1, walking it back in. Beautiful. Shaking the arms out, you're doing so well. We're going to take the legs forward, sweeping them around, sitting on top of our sit bones like so, right on top. Making sure our legs are in alignment with our hip bones. We're going to raise the arms up, shoulder level, right? Palms facing down. As we inhale, we're going to hollow out through the spine, rocking back only as far as we can. We're not going to overextend. We're not coming all the way down here. We don't want to dome through the stomach. If you feel yourself doming like this, we need to come back up to the center and meet ourselves right where we're at. So only go as far as you can down without the middle of your abs coming out. You're going to pull in belly button to spine. Cinching in through the waist. I can only come about here, so we're not all the way down here because my core just isn't there yet. This is going to build the tension. It's going to build your core strength from the beginning. Inhale up. Exhale, navel to spine, down. We're reversing the breathing there. Whichever feels more natural. You're following the pace of your own breath. Inhale up. Exhale, meeting me halfway. Nice and tight there. Chin and gaze is forward or tucked in, whichever is more comfortable. We're not moving through this mindlessly. Inhale up, stacking on top of the hip bones. Exhale, navel to spine. Meeting yourself there, nice and tight through the core. We're cinching in. Inhale, release at the top. Exhale, belly button to spine down. Absolutely stunning. Pressing through. Whew. I'm feeling the burn. Right there with you. We're here for 6. And we're going to halt at the bottom. For 5. 4. 3. Clasping the hands in the middle like so. For 2. And 1, holding at the bottom. Through that exhale, we're going to tap down side to side with the arms, holding that tension in the core, building it there. You can come up slightly if you feel yourself start to dome or shake through. Whew. We're keeping that tension here right in the center. Inhale as you draw the hands back together like so. Exhale as you extend away from your center of gravity. Ooh, focusing on the midline of the body. Yes, we can. Breathing through. If you want to challenge yourself, you can go a bit lower. As long as we are keeping our belly button in towards our spine, engaging through the TA all the way through. You can add a little twist if you'd like. We're here for 5 on either side. 4, 3, 2, yes we can, and 1. Beautiful, releasing through. Whew. Yes, we are doing it. Okay, so we're gonna come down to our supine position on the mat, lying down as comfortable as we can get on the ground. We're gonna make sure we implant our spine on the mat. This is the most important part, especially if you're rebuilding your core from scratch, or, I mean, honestly, this is like the most important concept. For any supine lying positions, we're gonna draw the legs up. And if you've done my classes before, you know I stress this so much because there are so many things that can be affected if this isn't done correctly. You want to make sure as we extend away from the body, we're coming in for toe taps, by the way, clasping the hands behind the neck. Inhale as we come down. You're going to release through the abdomen. There's no tension. Exhale, navel to spine, pulling in through the core, up and in. And then we lift the limbs up. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, coming up. And what's really important is that we don't lift through the spine like this. We don't want our spine to leave the mat. It's imprinted. So we're tucking the pelvis under. We're keeping it tight, and it's in that fixed range of motion. So following me, inhale, tap down. Exhale, navel to spine. And lift. Nice. Now at your own pace. Pointing through the toes, lengthening through the body. We're tapping down towards the edge of the mat, keeping that chin tucked in. Your upper body is slightly lifted off of the mat as well, drawing the elbows slightly forward. Inhale, tapping down. Exhale, pulling it back together, matching the pace. Very nice. We're here for 5. And then we're going to alternate through for 4. With control for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Tapping down through the right. Same concept. Inhale, lower. Exhale, navel to spine. Lifting through. Inhale, down. Exhale, connect with the core first, and then we're drawing the legs back up to center. Beautiful. Just like that. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Very nice. And it even helps me sometimes to place my hand over my belly button to make sure I'm not doming. Inhale, down. Exhale, pulling in, keeping a flat stomach as we draw up. Keeping that mind to muscle connection all the way through. Each movement is done with intention. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Focusing on our breath work to give us that energy to power through. Each exhale is going to push that endurance a little bit further. Nice and strong. We're here for 5 on either side. For 4. For 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful on both sides. Nice. Now bowing out through the knees. We're keeping the toes together. Your heels are apart like so. Woo. Okay. We're going to tap down. Same concept. Inhale here, releasing through the core. There's no tension. Okay, let it go. Exhale, navel to spine. Tucking the pelvis slightly under as we lift. And we draw the knees back in, squeezing through the inner thighs. Inhale, open. Tapping down. Exhale, navel to spine. Lift and close, breaking the movement down. Beautiful. Going as slow as you need, taking it step by step. Beautiful. Just like that, okay? Opening up through the inhale. Exhale, lift and close through the exhale. Beautiful. Remaining focused, we're here for 3. You can do anything for 3 reps. Inhale, open and down. Exhale, drawing in, pressing up and close for 2. Beautiful. Give me one more. Yes, you can. Beautiful, dropping through. Letting yourself rest. Woo. We're going to drop the knees side to side. Getting a nice little thoracic rotation. You're doing so well. Rebuilding that mind to muscle connection here with the core. You may feel a crack in the back or two. That's completely fine. Trust me, I'm right there with you. With each exhale, we're letting that tension leave the body. You're unfurrowing your brows, releasing through the jaw, letting your neck go. That is where I hold most of my tension. Whew. Just releasing. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're now going to stretch our legs out towards either edge of the mat, both corners. As we inhale, we're going to come back through the arms. We're coming in for our roll-ups. Now, this one is going to take some work. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, navel to spine. We're hollowing out through the spine. Slowly coming up. Keeping our arms in alignment with the ears here, and exhaling as we peel over, stretching through. You're going to feel a little pull in the back through the spine, through your hamstrings down to your calves, pointing through the toes. Getting a nice little stretch here, maybe bouncing into it if your hamstrings are tight. Inhale back up. We're following the same control we had coming up in the first place. So dragging the heels on the mat. We're hollowing through the spine, coming down slowly. Inhale back. Exhale, navel to spine. We're pulling in through the belly button, guiding ourselves through. Very nice. All about that control. Time under tension with the core, okay. Nice and controlled. Pulling through, getting that deep stretch. We're here for 5. Nice and slow. Nice deep inhale at the bottom as well. Dragging deep into the chest. I want you to imagine your breath traveling all the way up through the fingertips as you inhale. Exhale, the breath is traveling back down towards your toes as we roll up. Very nice. Practicing visualization with the breath is going to help so much when it comes to connecting with your body through your core. Giving yourself energy with each rep. Nice and slow. Beautiful. At your own pace, I'm only guiding you through. Don't feel the need to keep up with me. Beautiful. Give me 2. You're going to hold that stretch at the bottom for as long as you need. We're here for one more. One more after this. Almost fumbled my words there. Absolutely stunning. Coming in. We're going to meet ourselves back in the center as we were. One deep breath, letting it out. We're going to end off with a little seated series. If your knees bother you, you can come up to a standing or kneeling position with a little pillow underneath. But for now, I'm going to sit right here. We're going to use body weight. All of my classes, you can add on weights if you'd like. This is just preference. We're going to raise the arms up for rib cage closures. Inhale as you guide the palms up towards your ears, stopping there. Nice deep inhale, filling the rib cage with oxygen. Exhale, navel to spine. The breath is traveling down through the belly button. As we pull in, we're slowly guiding the arms back down to the mat with control. Inhale, open. Stretching out through the abdomen. Exhale, navel to spine. Beautiful. Just like that. We're performing the reps like so. Exhale down. Nice. Continuing through, we're going to wrap around the core as you pull in navel to spine. And what's happening here is the same as we've been doing through each exercise. Navel to spine. You're wrapping through the core, and this is guiding your limbs down naturally. Inhale, open. Exhale, navel to spine, tucking the tail under, guiding the arms down. Beautiful. At your own pace. Very nice. We're here for 6, for 5, for 4, three. Beautiful for 2. And 1. Very nice. All right, that is all I have for us today. Thank you for joining me, and come back to this session whenever you feel like you need to reconnect with your core, your breath, or rebuild from the beginning. Have a wonderful rest of your day.